on, everybody? Taylor from Full Tilt Reptiles back with another vlog. Today we're going to be doing an update of the last clutch that we cut open. We've had some unfortunate loss in the clutch. Unfortunately, we've lost a couple snakes due to kinking, some pretty severe kinking, but we're going to get into that. We're also going to go over some of the renovations we're going to be doing onto the snake room, kind of our first full year in this room, and we've realized that we need to do some renovations to keep it kind of performing at its as high as it can be for production and everything. So we're going to get into that stuff as well, but make sure you guys first subscribe, like, share, do all the fun stuff. It really does mean a lot. We'll get into it and let's get at it. It's just starting to rain outside, so I'm not going to be outside for too long, but this is the entrance to the snake room. So over the last week or so, we've noticed that our temperatures in the snake room have been getting a little bit too warm with the temperatures we've having outside. Outside we've been going through 32, 33, 34 degrees temperatures outside, so that's putting our snake room up a couple degrees, which obviously isn't good during breeding season because males can be finicky, and we've noticed that we like keeping our snake room temperature lower than most people, but the reason I do it is because I've noticed we've been getting less slugs lately. We've been getting, like in the past rooms that we've had, if we keep the ambient temperature a little bit lower, we get less slugs. We have a higher fertility rate. I've just noticed that we don't have as many issues with eggs than when our ambient temperature is a little bit higher. Now that could be a total fluke, but I've noticed that since we've moved to this new house and into this room where our temperatures have been a little bit higher, as you guys just are going to see with this clutch, that our slug rate has went up 100% compared to last year. Last year and the year before, 0 slugs, 0 eggs go bad in the incubator. This year we've had 1 clutch so far, and we've already had 50% of the eggs go bad. Now, again, could be a complete fluke, it could be a million different things, but it just, in my mind, it's like, okay, we got to get that ambient temperature dropped a little bit again. And it's only a few degrees can make a big difference in my opinion. So ambient temperature, I like our ambient temperature to be 78, 79, 80 degrees. Our hot spots are still sitting at 88, 89, 91. And so they have a lot more range to go from the front of the tub to the back of the tub. And I just feel like the males can kind of choose what they need. We don't have as much sperm going bad, in my opinion, and we get a higher egg rate. So just kind of my opinion on that. Now, this is the entrance to the snake room. We're going to be putting a window on this wall here, just on the outside of this fence. And on the inside here, it's going to be kind of right beside the incubator where it currently sits. Now, I will be moving the incubator to the other side of the snake room because I don't want the AC blowing on one wall of the incubator, because I feel like that's going to set the temperature off of the incubator on one side, and I just don't want to have that issue. So we're going to move the incubator to the other side of the room. That way that it's kind of out. There's a few reasons I want a window in here. It's going to, 1, add more light. It's going to, 2, add so that we can put in window AC and drop the temperatures of the room. And it's also going to add some extra airflow, which can never be a bad thing when you have a whole bunch of snakes in a room pooing, peeing, and it's humidity and everything. It just, the more airflow, the better. So we're going to be adding a window. We're going to get that installed. I went and picked up the window today. We got the AC unit, so I got to have someone come cut the hole in my wall. So that's going to be fun to see. But it's going to help us hopefully get some better production. It's going to help us be able to breed a little bit better, because right now the males are being stubborn and we just cannot get any locks, which I think is because of the temperatures on the outside. Now, obviously, all reptiles, most animals can feel when there's like rain and things, and there's heat and there's cool in the outside world. They can just feel that throughout the year. But if you can kind of manipulate that inside your room even a little bit, that gives you the opportunity to be able to just breed a little bit more year round. And that's something that we've been trying to do over the past few years, because we just don't like having a season with certain expos and kind of what everyone else is doing here. It's better to have snakes going all year round here in Canada. And if we can do that, it's just going to help us get our projects going faster rather than having to only breed once a year. So we're going to get into that. Let's get into this egg cutting or egg update video on the hat. The video for the updated clutch update. Wow, mangled that one. But we're going to get into that. because we don't need to just watch me talk about windows and stuff, because that's not why we're here. So let's get into that. So this was our clutch. This was a pastel het pied to a male was orange dream pied, possible het lavender. Just trying to make some stuff for the future. Unfortunately, we didn't just hit an OD pied female, is kind of what I was looking for. Now I will shoot a picture up on the screen in this kind of area of what the clutch looked like when it hatched. Now we got some bad luck here because for whatever reason, unfortunate part of breeding sometimes is you get some bad eggs. Well, when we had a couple eggs go bad, and then we had a snake come out that was severely kinked. Not going to show that just because it was pretty gruesome. We had one snake that the head was deformed on it, and we had another one that was just severely kinked, so we had to euthanize both those animals because they were unthrivable and they would not have any form of life, a good life to them. And the one wasn't even, his head wasn't even fully developed, or her head. So unfortunately we don't have those snakes to show you. We did have started off with 6 eggs. We got 3 healthy snakes. This one here is going to want to snap at me here in a minute. Boop. Oh, they're all going to start snapping at me. So, we'll go through them one by one. We'll start with what I think is kind of, bit your brother or sister. That's not very nice. So, I sexed them once, so I'm pretty sure that right here we have a male. This is a pastel orange dream. You can tell the pastel just by the yellow and the blushing, kind of like that dirty yellowy look on the top of the scales. Goes down into a really bright orange here, really nice flaming up the sides. So this is going to be a pastel orange dream, 100% het pied. This one is going to be 50% het lavender. It's got a really nice head stamp on there, if the camera will pick that up. Really a nice blushing on there. Another sign that you can say that there's pastel in this animal. And then just kind of a normal white belly with some really nice tracks, just to show it is 100% het pied. So it's nice when you get that. This one does have kind of like a yellow belly look to it. It's got some nice flaming, but there's no yellow belly in this pairing, so this is just going to be a pastel OD 100% het pied, 50% het lavender male. This one will be going up for sale. The next one here is what I believe just to be a normal pied. It's got a little bit of paradoxing right there. It's almost like a whitey kind of gray color. Whoa, this one's a feisty one. Typically they don't like to bite when they're in your hands, but they all got their own temperament. Nice, really high white pied. I'm not a huge fan of super high white stuff. I do like some combos that are high whites, like I love black pastel pieds, but this one here just looks like it's going to be a normal pied, and then 50% het lavender. I'm not sure if I'm going to test these guys yet or not, but this one, it's got a nice little bit of orange on the tail there. But nice pied female that will be going up for sale. Now this one here is kind of the snake that this is kind of the best thing you can hit in the clutch, potentially, if it turns out to be 100% het lavender. And it wants to get me pretty good right now. So this is a pastel orange dream pied. This one is 50% het lavender, and this is a female. One reason you can tell it's pastel is because you get this really, a lot of times you have this with pastels, you have the breaking saddle here, kind of each side of it. I'm trying to get the camera to zoom in a little bit better. And then you can tell there's orange dream just by the way that the oranges flare up. It almost looks like it kind of does the same thing as fire when you mix it with pastel in pied. You get that really, really whitey yellow color. This one again is a low white. And then you got a lot of dirty blushing around here, which is another sign for pastel in pied. And then just the high oranges that you see here, mostly in this spot here, but again a little bit up here is how you can tell there's orange dream in it. These guys have all had their first shed. They have not had their first meal yet, so I'll be putting some food in front of them over the next couple days and seeing how that goes. as you can tell, they're pretty hungry. Ooh. So yeah, one thing, I'm glad that we got 3 healthy animals out of the clutch, but it is unfortunate that we lost 3 eggs in the process. It's just one of those things that you have to be okay with when you're breeding any type of animals, but snakes, because we have to incubate their eggs, you do run into the odd time where things just don't go well, whatever it may be. It might be bad sperm that the female gets. It might be the female didn't have proper nutrients while she was breeding. Now we feed our girls pretty good, so I think that was one of the most least likely causes. Another one could have been a temperature and fluctuation. Again, with our room getting a little bit warmer than it typically has in past years, it could have been that. An incubator might have got even 1 or 2 degrees hot can really change depending on what stage that the eggs are in. You really hear the crickets for the geckos going at it right now, and the tortoises underneath of us. So lots of extra noises around here. Sorry guys for all the extra noise in the background right now. But yeah, I think all 3 of these all 3 of these snakes, the 2 females and the 1 male, will all be going up for sale. If anyone's interested in any of these, obviously give me a shout on Instagram, Morph Market, YouTube, Facebook, or you can just give me a text. My number is usually on all of our platforms. So yeah, if anyone's interested, after these guys get some meals in them, they will be going up on Morph Market and all the platforms that we use to sell our animals. But thanks guys for watching. If anyone has any questions, then make sure you reach out. If you guys think that I'm wrong on any ideas, I love the feedback. So you can drop a comment, and whatever is your favorite out of all these, drop a comment as well. Like, share, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful day.